trouble, no water. All the sons and the daughters. They're rising, they're rising, they're rising, they're rising.
This is the mother of truth, Baltimore's own magical Negro, your thug unicorn, your gangsta goddess, here on Gangsta Goddess Radio on BeExposedRadio.com.
Hello, world, and welcome everyone to Gangsta Goddess Radio. This is your Gangsta Goddess, Tracie Jiggetts, the mother of truth, your thug unicorn, your magical Negro, all things good. And I am not in the studio alone today, so I am so excited. So let me tell you who I have, and then we're going to get into some things, but we got to get this started because we only have an hour. Okay, so I am in the studio with Miss Marcia Johnson. Yes?
Marcia.
Marcia.
Thank
I
you.
said Marcia. Marcia.
Yeah.
I can do it. Marcia Johnson
Well
is
done.
in the studio, and we're going to tell you all about her. Can you say hello to the listeners?
Hello, listeners.
That's beautiful. And I am also joined by Miss Alisa. I'm so and I know that's a pet peeve, so I have to do
Well,
better.
you know what? I'm
I just
kind of
say
getting
Brock.
over it, you know?
So what?
I just corrected and keep it going now.
Well, I appreciate that, but I'm used to saying Brock. So, do the people in the world know you as Brock?
I'm
as well?
Alisa Brock. You can call me Brock. You can call me Alisa.
Alisa Brock, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm in the studio with some black girl magic, and I can't wait to tell you all about these beautiful people. It has been an awesome week since we last talked. I actually got a chance to go to the opening of the new Smithsonian, which is needed. It is wanted because I just found out that tickets are sold out
Till
until
November.
next year. They say until next year now.
Next year?
Yes.
Oh.
So you have to wait till
Yes.
January. Exactly. So that's
how it's supposed
opening
to be.
with a bang and letting them know that it is needed. It is wanted. I heard that the opening night, which was Saturday, and Obama gave a wonderful speech.
Oh, you're talking about the African American Museum?
Yes.
I thought I was going there tomorrow. It's sold out?
Well, do you have tickets already?
No.
Oh. Well, if you are listening and you have some tickets available, then please give us a call here on Be Exposed Radio, 410-702-5657. But no, they are saying the museum,
Wow.
you get tickets, they're
think you should
free,
still go.
but you sign up for time slots. And they're saying that all the time slots are empty through the year.
I would go just in
Amazing.
case
Yeah.
somebody misses their time slot.
Sure.
Exactly.
And then the rest of the Smithsonian is free. So while you waiting to see if somebody miss it, you can.
Walk around.
Walk around.
Yes, walk
That-
all around
that
DC.
sounds amazing.
But just a beautiful time and happy to be a part of history. But it is
Yes.
this is something that's needed.
Yeah, real talk.
We go to museums all the time and they may have their section. Like I'm very proud of the Reginald F. Lewis
Yes.
because I think they do a great job, especially with dealing with Maryland history and dealing with Baltimore. They have a lot of information, but this is big because it's some of the exhibits are. They have an exhibit to In Vogue. They have it like
that's
it's ours. It's us. They have an exhibit to 227 in the. So these things that it's like, oh yeah, I grew up on that.
us.
That's
Yeah,
yes,
this
that
is
is
me.
us. So that is what makes it so exciting. So I'm hoping you get in there tomorrow.
I hope so too.
But I would definitely go down there, and the building itself is grand.
Yeah. I saw pictures.
Yes, and it stands out. It's beautiful. So I was thankful for the opportunity. And if you do get a chance, then please go. And you never know, somebody might be outside with a ticket, like those things.
I would.
Because
Okay.
it's so new and fresh
Yeah.
right now. So yes, so shout out to the people. I think Oprah gave 21 million.
Go ahead, O.
Oh,
Yes, that's Just here, museum.
There you
Take
go.
this. I will sprinkle this on you. Exactly.
Goals.
She is making it rain.
So
But
she's poor now.
She was the biggest donor at
Wow.
21 million.
And Quincy Jones too, right?
Yes, and he was there for the donors. They had a donors night before they opened where they invited all the biggest donors, and that was amazing. So it looks like we're going to break. I need you to stay tuned so I can tell you about my guest. This is Gangsta Goddess Radio on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's radio loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
He's dead.
Oh, 6 years after he passed away.
It states she reportedly had heard rumors, but nothing substantial. But then you put the rumors to
While
death.
they were still married.
You sentenced the rumors to death.
While they still were married, she heard rumors.
Right.
Okay.
Probably all her life she's heard rumors. Like
Yeah,
you're
that was
dating,
her
you know
father.
you're dating your dad, right? I look just alike. I'm like, girl, somebody told me you dating your father. You know, that's what kind of him. You know he gay, right, Percy?
Please, why are you laughing at him? Don't laugh at him. Please don't.
Okay, let me continue with the story.
Oh, man.
Even today, it's still funny. Oh my gosh, if you haven't heard this show, it's Talk Lately, and it's only on BeExposedRadio.com every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and on YouTube. Just go to Be Exposed Radio.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hello, world, and welcome back to Gangsta Goddess Radio. We are in the studio live on this. It's a cool, crisp day. This is my kind of weather. Fall is my favorite season, so I'm excited about the leaves and the sweaters and the blazers that you get to wear and the boots, although I'm still rocking my flip-flops today. But moving on, so we are talking about the new museum, so we are happy about that, and just realizing that we are in a crazy time right now. To be Black in America, it can take you through some things, and it weighs heavy, and we are all sensitive, and what we have right now is a lot of celebrities who are standing up or taking a knee or taking a fist in the air. So we have all this happening, and I wanted to touch really quickly because Usher was recently in the news because he wore a shirt during a show that said silence is consent. And I immediately,
talk
and we
about
were
her
talking
policies.
before
She's
the
got
show,
to sort of, I think Paul
we were saying that all of their women groups and their women who are right now in an uproar because they felt like that statement needs to be changed because it could be taken out of context. So they took it as it is helping rape culture. And Usher replied, and that was not his intention, but just sitting in the studio talking just now, you were saying that that's what you immediately thought of.
I did, because the word consent is just one of the big buzzwords when you're talking about rape. And another famous guy said that if a woman is unconscious and he has a sexual act on her body, then it's not rape because she didn't consent. But she wasn't able to consent. She wasn't given the choice. So there's a lot of confusion. And I'm a fan of Usher, but we all know what it's like when someone comes back at you with, well, that wasn't my intent.
Yes.
We don't need to hear that. What we really need to hear is, I hadn't thought of it that way. I see your point of view.
So I definitely can see it.
Looked over. You get everyone to check it. And for me,
That's
that
true.
first part of the statement does not match silence is content. It does not match it, in my opinion. It feels like he would be saying silence is acquiescence or silence is apathy. Consent is not the right word anyway.
It's almost like he's poking at the other cause, saying complain about this.
Yeah, like but it could have been an unconscious thing. It's like, oh,
it was.
What do people? Consent is a word that people use when they're wanting to. Like, I think it was likely unconscious.
It was.
But in his position, get someone
his
to look
team.
it over.
Yes, and in this day and age, we are in a time where there is a lot. Now, maybe if it also had hashtag Black Lives Matter, or if it had something that spoke to what he's saying. But yes, he just threw it out there. So I definitely can see, and especially didn't even consider the word consent.
And for me,
and that's real.
That T-shirt, in isolation, to have a bunch of men walking around wearing that on a T-shirt, I'm sorry to be laughing, but that would terrify me. If I hadn't heard the news and I was walking down the street and there were two big guys wearing those T-shirts.
Say, get me out of here. What is this? So I definitely understand.
I sincerely don't think he meant it that way, though. I think it was just poor judgment and a poor use of words. He's not a writer.
I think he thought he was doing something
good.
Like yes.
I felt like he was standing up. He was making a stand, but he didn't consider the sensitivity of others.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to hit him with this. And they're going to love me and my black folks, but no, sorry.
He tried.
Okay. He tried. And the thing is, we're so hard on people now. It's like, all right, I think every criticism could start with, I know you didn't mean it this way. Can you consider changing it to something else? Get some new T-shirts.
Yes. So hopefully this is not the one that he's going to put on the market because we're not feeling it, Usher. But add a fist in the back. No, not a fist. Wait a minute. Let me just backtrack and just change it all together, Usher. That's how we feel here.
We're not being silent.
No, we got something to say, and you are going to hear it. So I am again in the studio with Marcia.
Did
I do it right? That was better? I can do better.
It's okay.
No, say it, because I want the people to know.
Marcia.
I think she says it like all one word,
And
it's the stress on the first syllable.
I tend to
it's
do that.
Marcia, but instead of sha, you say sia.
Marcia.
There you go.
Marcia. See? And ladies and gentlemen, when you see her, I want you to get it right. Yes?
We'll just be talking about this for another 15 minutes.
No, we're going to keep going. And we may come back to it. But for right now, from Toronto.
Yes.
Born in
Jamaica.
Born in Jamaica. Tell me about that.
Well.
How long have you been?
I was 6.
Okay.
And back in the day, since both Canada and Jamaica were Commonwealth countries, Canada was one of the countries where you could travel to without a visa. Okay. So my mom did not want her daughters, like she had some sons, but she was starting to have daughters, and she did not want her daughters growing up in that macho society.
Wow.
And so she came to Canada on her own, leaving 4 kids behind. And then she sent for my dad about 8 months later. And then about 2.5 years after that, they were able to send for the rest of us. We lived with my grandmother. And it was a happy ending because a lot of families break up over that two-staged immigration. Like sometimes the women come here and they marry a man to get their citizenship. And when it comes time to send for the children, the man says, oh, I don't want to raise another man's children, or all kinds of things. My mom learned to lie in the immigration office because when a man would go into immigration, says, I want to go to the States or to Canada to earn for my family, they'd say, oh, yeah, here's all the paperwork. But when a woman would go in, they'd say, what kind of mother are you, and send her back to her home. So my mother learned. Wow. When they asked her if she had children, she said no.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an awesome story. And family, because I was reading the story of your play, Jumping Ship.
Right.
Is the story of your grandparents, great-grandparents?
Great-grandparents.
Great-grandparents.
Yeah.
So, if you have not guessed it, she is a playwright. And they actually did a reading of your play Jumping Ship at the UB Blake Center. Shout out UB Blake.
Yeah.
Troy Burton, we love you. So we are, and I said this, it was the story of your great-grandparents. But can you tell us a little bit about the play?
Well, the play and the history of my great-grandparents, they're kind of far apart because research was really difficult, and I decided to just fill in the blanks. But what I do know about them was that he was Scottish and was working as a merchant sailor in Jamaica, fell in love with my great-grandmother, got disowned by his family for marrying a black woman, and they had a very successful life. They had lots of children, and they had lots of businesses, and it was just a great success story. And I'd already written a play based on my mom's side of the story, so I felt like I owed my dad.
Okay.
But this one is epic. Like the other one I had a commission for, but this one I've just been working on like as a labor of love whenever time, and I finally finished it last year, and it's starting to get some traction with lovely Alisa and with a few theater companies in Toronto showing some interest, so hopefully I'll have a production soon.
Yes, we're going to claim it that you will have a production soon, and we will be there because first of all, how gangsta is mama. Because she went into that immigration office and said, this is how it's going to be because I'm going to get there to my family. So I love that story. But you use the term a labor of love. And I can see it in your face. Like you all, if you look, there's this smile. She lights up when she's telling it. I love it. So I'm really big on our stories being told by us because there's one thing people... Well, they steal a lot from my people, and but our stories, they somehow it gets in the wrong hands. It gets all jumbled. So it's important to for us to tell that story. So is that why? What was your motivation?
Well, for me, people act like the only story to be told is about racism or slavery or all the negative things. Not that there isn't. I mean, it has to be mentioned in Jumping Ship, like it has to be mentioned, but that's not the gist of the story.
Okay.
And I mean, Black people traveled. Black people had a place in everywhere, like in 18th century France, in anywhere. And I just want to tell those stories. There are a lot of contemporary stories that can be told, but I just want to show that we've always been there and we've always contributed, and it wasn't always, under those auspices that we know so much about already. I like, and what I liked about the story is, it's set in 1904, and I think the thought is a lot of times if you're talking about a Black woman and a white man back then, it has to be a rape. Yes. And I wanted to show the love story.
And it has some comedy.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes, I love it. Yeah. So definitely to our listeners, just encourage you to, because I am in the process of researching my family, the family tree. I'm going to the archives. Me and my cousins are getting together for meetings and really piecing it together so that we know, so that we can pass it on. And definitely for our listeners, I hope you take away the beauty in those things that you find. It's like treasure hunting. And I'm getting all these things like, I found this picture of my, I think it's like 5 or 6 greats.
Wow.
But it is so, oh my goodness, it's amazing. And that was from, my family came from the Elk Ridge area. And just researching that, they have archives, they have their town. So we looking through old voter records and all of those things. So it's really exciting. So
one of the things we spoke about last night was while we were getting things together for the reading and we were researching Jamaica in 1904, it was really hard to find information about, I guess, Jamaican ancestry. Online, looked for books, searched, and it was really hard to find stuff dated back past 1904, even in that era, past 1930, really.
Yeah. There was a time when I just had to give myself a break because when I went into a bookstore and looked for books on Jamaica, they were about travel. And when I would go into the reference library in Toronto, all the things I would find were about slavery. And I just thought, I'm just going to write something and have people talk the way that I know people talk. And if people have a problem with it,
But that was one of the parts that I was most interested in, because in 1904, which is where Marcia places the play was set in that time period, just 39 years before, shy of 40. They had the Port Morant Bay Rebellion, and this is a period of time where the Jamaicans, natives, rose up and really, took over Jamaica in such a harsh way.
Okay, wait a minute, because we're going to get back to that. Okay. Look here, we have to take a break. I want to thank you all for listening. We will be back in just a few moments on Gangsta Goddess Radio, BeExposedRadio.com.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Thank you for tuning in to BeExposedRadio.com. Sit back, relax, and listen to this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
Football, you basically have a good 10 to 12 years, and that's what it is.
When you have a lot of people retiring early, it's funny. A lot of me and my alumni from UVA, where I graduated from, one of our fellow Wahoos, he retired yesterday, 32 years old. To Shaw Ferguson, and he's been in the league like 10 or 12 years. So like you said, a lot of guys are making that change on their own now, because they're seeing a lot of things from the the concussion movement, stuff that's been happening. It's not the noun, it's the effects later, because you see different stories of men are in like their 50s and some are committing suicide because of the banging and the voices or the concussions. And
did you see that?
I haven't got a chance to see it. But
not the movie, but did you see those effects?
I have seen concussions in college where guys have played that whole entire game and didn't realize they was at a football game.
Wow.
But like before the big emphasis came about whole concussions and what's going on, we was taught you just run to the wall. You can't be soft. You shake it off and get back in it. So
the wrong attitude to have.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really internal. Like you really doing damage, not just to your bones, but to your mind.
Everything.
Right.
And later on down the line, because just like you said, once the game is over, when you've been in a game and you think about it, because I tell people the NFL, any sports, whether it's male or female, is a semi-military, because you're told when to get up, when to work out, what to eat, when to play. All right, now you got a curfew. You got to be in bed by this time. You do it for years and years, and all of a sudden, bam, it's done. So what do you do?
Right.
So just like in a military that have with PTSD, we have that because we so used to having a certain way. And I remember watching this Brian Gumbel on HBO, it was like years ago, and a guy would act like he was getting dressed, a real good football player, would walk his daughter to the bus stop, and he would come back in the house, close the curtains, and just sit there because he didn't know how else
to
What
handle
else to
himself
do?
because he was so used to being told what to do because our schedule are laid out. By this time, you got to do this. By this time, you got to do this. Eat at this time, back on the field. So,
Hey, what's up? This is Nate, host of the Artist Exchange Radio Show. Tune in every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live, here live on BeExposedRadio.com.
Join the club that gives you stuff. Hey, thanks! Radio Loyalty. Here's how it works. Just click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then, you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple, right? Radio Loyalty. Click that banner to join now.
Okay, so just type the job website address here. That's it. Then you enter what job you're looking for there.
Electrician. This is Peter. Recently, he got help going on the internet for the first time to look for a new job.
Okay, then you just hit search and...
In the past, Peter's gotten work through people he knew, but he heard there were more jobs online.
There we go.
These are all for me?
Uh-huh.
Really? He had no idea just how many. I can't believe it. This one looks good. Peter is thinking the internet might be for him after all.
And this is just one website.
Wow. Why didn't I do this sooner? See what the internet can help you do at everyoneon.org or call 1-855-387-9166 to find a free training class near you. Brought to you by Connect to Compete and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hello, world, and welcome back. This is Gangsta Goddess Radio, and you are here with Tracie Jiggetts. I am not in the studio alone. I have Toronto-based theater artist, playwright,
Alisa Brock.
No, I'm going. Because you saw me stop. Like
I was like, you trying to think about my name?
It's all good. It's all good.
Marcia.
Okay. Yes.
See, and what I say, and I just break words up. I'm sorry. So, but I'm so happy to have you on the show. And we are here, and we were talking about her this is your newest play? Not.
I suppose, yes.
Okay. So we're going to call it, we're going to click the new play, Jumping Ship.
Mm-hmm.
And if you did not hear, they did a reading at the UB Blake Center on just yesterday. So we were learning about the backstory and the history and the importance of knowing you and doing that research. For you, it was a labor of love, and you used your art and were able to come up with this beautiful piece.
Oh.
So we were talking about it has some comedic moments.
Yes.
It makes me smile.
Yes.
Okay.
I hope so. I can't help it. You know, I try to write serious drama, and I guess it just comes out naturally. It just
the comment slips out there.
Yeah. And I don't fight it.
Okay, all right. So we are also in the studio with Alisa Brock, and a playwright yourself.
Yeah.
And had the pleasure of the piece that you wrote, and I can't think of the name.
Raggedy Ann or Make Her Story?
Nope.
Raggedy Ann.
Raggedy Ann. Which one is
Make Her Story is the first one.
Which one is the Aiko? Which one is that?
Rooftop Story.
Oh, Rooftop Story. Bam.
Yeah.
So that's like my favorite. I love that.
Thank you.
So if we could talk a little bit about that. We don't have to just stay there, but about that story and your journey as a playwright.
Okay. Well, as far as Rooftop Stories is concerned, I wanted to, for a while now, I had been talking with a group of friends who are also from New Orleans, Riga Ruby, Kyle Jackson, a few other folks, and my brother, who is also a writer who never really decided to choose it as a career. Okay. And I was sitting around, I was talking to them about writing stories about the people who had suffered us, but also others who we may know who had suffered due to the hurricane. And this would be a way for us to creatively release these stories. So it started off with my brother. He did the first one, and I designed a little video to go with it called Rooftop Stories. And it was impactful. And then the next year I was inspired to write. I wrote Rooftop Stories stories based on a woman I had saw just like the day before the hurricane, and I think I just imagined where she might have been. So she was at a local corner store getting a hot sausage po' boy, and I was getting one too because that's my favorite meal, you know. So I was back then. And I said that I would, like, I just went there and I started to write, and I started to think of all the things I missed most about home. And I started to, you know, kind of just relive that experience and wonder where she had gone, because she wasn't going to leave, you know. So I just imagined.
She said, Michael Tito.
Jermaine,
all of them,
all of the storms.
Yeah, she said she survived all the hurricanes.
That was definitely, that just came out.
Excellent.
Yeah, that just came out. That was,
and that's it's comedic. It definitely, because that's the part that makes
it's funny.
you smile.
Yeah, we were talking the other day. I said you and I have that in common. We gotta laugh. Yeah, we have to find the laughter
and the mist, and that is and just watching audiences, because that's what I love to see, the response.
I think it's a personal I think it's a personal mechanism, like, you know, like where I have to laugh in the midst of some kind of pain. Anything I go through, it's like I have to laugh at myself. It's a survival.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, you know, like this is how I see my way through pain. Join me.
And people are looking like, that's not funny. But no, you have to find those moments. So I agree. So you have been writing for how long?
Well, my first
Marcia.
The first play I wrote on my own was in 1995, and it came after a breakup. And I just wrote the fantasy. No, I wrote the fantasy version of how I would handle things and how he would beg to come back to me.
Oh yes,
it was hilarious. It was hilarious because, of course, I couldn't help but be real about things because the character is me. So of course you'd say the wrong things at the wrong time and things don't work out. So that was a lot of fun. It was. It felt really good to get it out of my system because I played the character too, and that was pretty terrific. And so my goal was to write that play, act in it, and then everyone would say, "Oh my goodness, we should be giving you lead roles instead of these supporting roles and small roles." That's what happens, and that's when you find out how little of an opinion people have about actors. Writers now, actors dime a dozen. We want you to write for us, but we don't want you to be in it.
They're coming out of the woodwork, the actors. We have enough of those. But good material, good writing is not as easy. Like, we can visit the greats, but a lot of things I see now, and I'm like, okay. That's how you felt. I'm with it. If somebody point me in the direction of the Wiz or something that I can sink my teeth into. So no, I am excited about the process. I definitely write as a release, but nothing that I have said, "Hello world, this is yours." So how do you come to that point? And this question is for both of you. Do you write with the intention, I'm going to put this out, or do you just start to write? And
well, it can't just be for me. It has to cross the stage lights, as I call it. You have to take care of your audience. You have to say, the theater audience is the best audience. They can't put you on pause. They have to show up on time. They have to turn out, do you know what I mean? They want to believe. They want to be there for you. So the person I hold up there as the greatest example of that is Lynn Nottage. She wrote Ruined.
She's my favorite.
Yeah, I saw Ruined off Broadway. And for me, now this is a play about women in the Congo. I'm already on your side. You know what I mean? So the fact that when she starts off that play and I'm laughing and I'm enjoying it, and then the harsh reality of, oh my gosh, that woman whose side I was taking, who I thought was so wonderful, she's buying women because she's a madam. But she had already made me love her.
She made me empathize.
Yeah.
That's good writing, man.
That is good writing.
An example of what it means to be a good.
And the thing is, every time she would come someplace where it would get a bit too much, because this is Women in the Congo, as I say, she would come and swoop in with the subplot of the love story, the romance, and it's like, thank you.
I needed that.
You know, I need
no,
that. And
that is...
so she, like, I sat. It was 4 days before she won the Pulitzer when I saw it, and I remember watching that and saying, okay, now I feel like a hack. That is playwriting.
Wow.
She is quite amazing.
They did that last year, I believe, at
Fells
Point. Well, yes, they did.
Oh, they did do it at Fells Point.
For that, they did it at Fells Point.
A few years ago, yeah.
And it just blew me away because that was my first time experiencing that piece, and it really did. That is great writing. So, your process: do you write?
I definitely write for myself. The first one was definitely for me.
Okay.
And I think me writing for me helped a lot of other people release at the same time. The first one was very selfish. I had never written a play full out before Make Her Story, and that play was like I had started many plays but never finished any, and then that one was definitely, I had a lot of emotions bubbling over inside of me over the years. I had wanted to share it. I had never shared my writing, not even to get on stage and share a bit of poetry, even though I had performed in many plays before then. And then I think the first one was like, I have a voice. I have something to say. Listen to me. I can say it. I can use my voice. It's mine. Take it. So that's how I was, and I felt really empowered after that. And then I started to write more for others, as opposed to just myself. And then Raggedy Ann and Rooftop Stories, and I allowed all of those stories to find themselves inside of me, and then I could release now that I had this courage.
If I may interject, Alisa. I would say that what you described for that other one was writing for other people, because you talked about sharing, you talked about letting it out. I have seen performances where people have written the thing and I just happen to be there.
It's vain, yeah.
And it's all very insular and it's not shared, and it's just, why isn't it a book? It's not theater when you are just standing there describing and explaining and telling me things and there's no context to it.
Well, then in that sense, it definitely wasn't. It wasn't selfish. But I guess I'm saying that because it was just so helpful to me. It was definitely like a huge release. I'm sure it helped others along the way. And people say it has, and I have used it as a healing tool in other places because it has. But in that moment, it was just like, I have to release this. And everybody released with me. I had no expectations of that happening. I didn't know that people would feel that way when I did it. I just knew I needed to get this out. And then I realized, hey, this is, I can do this, kind of thing.
Well, I hope you are listening, for all of you who are sitting on stories and holding on to that. You have to release it, and your story is important. I think a lot of times nobody wants to hear about that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just
we
me.
think no one cares.
Exactly. Nobody
But we
cares.
all going through it together. Yeah, alone though. In solitude.
Your release can help someone else. So I definitely want you all to take that away, because that's the most important part. Your story matters, and we sweep it under the rug. Compare it.
Well, I work out of Toronto. I don't know how many listeners you have in Canada, but
well, after this, we will have all the listeners in Canada. Yes. So, are we on Facebook?
I'm on Twitter. You get at Miss Marcia J.
Okay, Miss Marcia J on Twitter. Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know what else to add to that. I don't have anything coming. Oh yes, I do. I do have something coming up. In February, the new series called American Gods based on the Neil Gaiman book. It's on Stars, and I'm only in one scene, but that one scene is with Ricky Whittle. And if you don't know who he is, you can Google him right now, and you're welcome.
All right. Well, I'm grabbing my phone. I'm about to be on it. But so that is in February on Stars. You do have a scene, because I also want to add, you started as an actor.
I did. Yeah, and I still act.
Yeah.
I started writing to create bigger roles for myself. I knew that I could be the lead. I knew that I could handle it. And like I said, it blew up in my face. I've since made peace, and I actually enjoy. I love being a writer as well. But I thought that was just a stopgap. I was going to write this one play and then go on to my fame and fortune as an actor.
I had the same plan.
Yeah. But I really. Do you know what's great? You can't be too old to write. You can't be too. I love that there are just more opportunities, way more
As a writer.
as a writer than as an actor.
Well, I love it. So, Alisa.
Yes.
Where can we find you?
Okay, so 2 places.
Thank you.
2 places. You can visit us at a workinprogresstheatercompany.com.
Okay.
And you can check out all the plays that we'll be doing this year. You can find a cool little bio of myself as well as Kyle and the other playwrights of the month. Each month we feature a different playwright. Marcia was the very first one, which we were very honored and excited to have.
Honored.
And we're really happy to have her. But our next one is Manassas Falls, and that's going to be October 30th. Of this month at 3 p.m. on Sunday at the UB Blake Center. And this one is a bit of a more serious play, I guess I would be a way to describe it. But it's about this young man who leaves his hometown of Manassas Falls and then finds his way into the big city, and then he goes back home for his mother's funeral. And things have changed, but some things have stayed the same. And it's about his experience walking into this new world. It's a really, really good play, and it was selected amongst the 6 that we chose this year as well. We have a long list. You can visit a workinprogresstc.com for
workinprogresstc.com. TC as in theater company people, if you didn't catch that. So, and you said that is October
30th.
October 30th, 3 p.m. at the UB Blake Center.
On Sunday at the UB Blake Center. The second one is the Drama Mama Bookshop. If you are a lover of reading, plays, theater, especially if you love vintage theater memorabilia, if you like records and bookmarks and cool T-shirts, then visit the dramamamabookshop.com. That is where you can find me. And if you're local and in Baltimore, you can also pick up these wonderful books you see online at Keepers Vintage. So it's available for pickup at Keepers Vintage, which is 245 West Reed Street, Baltimore, Maryland, 21201.
245 West Reed Street. Keepers Vintage. You can actually take a look at all of these wonderful things that she is talking about today. So I'm excited. I think you two are inspiring. Yes, I love to see people, but especially women, walking in their light. And just finding that and staying with it. So I do have 2 text messages that we are going to visit as soon as we return from this lovely break. Ladies and gentlemen, please check out these wonderful ladies. Seek out the information. We have to support greatness. This is Gangsta Goddess Radio on BeExposedRadio.com. He's fussing at me. People are texting.
The Style Lounge. For a personalized fashion experience, the Style Lounge is where you should be. From clothing, jewelry, handbags, and accessories, contact us for pop-up shops, vending opportunities, and more. Let us help you enhance your style. Let's discover your inner fashion ego. We are available for on-site and off-site consultations. For your appointment, call 443-248-8879. 15% off with business card.
You're listening to BeExposedRadio.com. Talk dirty to me.
I love it. It's awesome. It's all my ethnic joy every day.
I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone.
I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
There's a rumor going around that Tyler Perry and Oprah are beefing. Well, let me tell you about this. Tyler, okay, told Oprah, bitch, if you don't have my money, we're going to have a problem. Ooh. Oprah said, what is the problem? Ooh. You said if I don't have your money, there was going to be a problem. So Oprah is standing her ground like, bitch, I'm in charge. Yeah, you know, you may have a $250 million studio over there that you film all your shows and movies and stuff on, but I have the empire. That's what Oprah said.
Oh, these are her exact words. Allegedly.
I made this up. But
allegedly.
I made it all up. But there was a rumor that they were beefing. But Tyler confirms that they don't have any issues. So it says it was recently reported on the rumors that was swirling that the twosome were on the outs over constructive criticism of a Perry show. Well, I got some constructive criticism, and we can be on the outs. Tyler.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hello, world, and welcome back to Gangsta Goddess Radio on BeExposedRadio.com. And the word on the street is that we have some text. So I am waiting patiently to hear the text. Okay, well, give it to me. Let's go.
E Digger from Charm City Direct Radio Show says, "Hey, Alisa, congrats to everything you are doing and continuing to do. Love you, sister."
Oh, thank you so much.
Well, see,
that's so dope. Thank you, love.
See, and who said that number?
E Digger from Charm City.
E Digger from Charm City.
Oh, hey, E Digger.
Yes.
Thank you, my love.
Yes, and thank you for listening, and thank you for sharing this time with us. So we told you where you can find information about these two beautiful women who are in here just shining their light. I wish, you can see their smiles because we are streaming live on YouTube, and you can just type in Gangsta Goddess Radio, or you can go to YouTube and type in Be Exposed Radio. Both will lead you straight to us, and we want you to see us, and we'll wave and stuff because we're nice people. We want you to know that you're welcome. So
Where the camera at? So we go wave.
What happened?
Is it?
Yeah, it's all over. It's some. Yes, we are cambered up.
I think it's
this
over
one
here.
Going to turn. Oh, this one.
Hey. All right.
Okay, that's enough. So we are about to close out the show, and we know where to find these beautiful women. We know about their work, and hoping that you all took some pieces of encouragement, planting seeds. Yes, if you are that writer out there that is scared to death, I say just put it out there, because what's the worst that can happen?
Exactly.
What's the worst?
The people laugh, and then you got a comedy. It's not even so you have to find that bright spot, and just realizing that it is our time and that our stories are important, and that is actually the title of today's show, Telling Our Stories. And realizing that we all have that story. And I come in here, and this is really my therapy when I get to come in here and share a piece of myself and open it up to the world. So you're welcome. That's why we're here. So we are going to close out. Where can we see Jumping Ship coming up?
In my dreams.
Okay.
There's one theater company in Toronto that is going to have a reading of it in October, and I'm going to do some rewrites before then, and if they want it, that would be excellent. But I'm just going to keep plugging away at it. Yes. And in the meantime, I'm writing an opera, and I'm pitching a movie of the week, a romantic comedy, just keeping myself busy.
Now, are you singing?
No, I don't sing.
Oh,
well, I
okay.
do sing, but I shouldn't. I just sing at karaoke.
Well, karaoke is good, but we are definitely going to send prayers and positive vibes into that project, and hoping that the theater does see the gem and receive it.
It's
that is
really,
our hope.
really good play.
Oh, thanks,
It's
Alisa.
a really good play.
So you all missed it if you were not there on Sunday. But remember the name, because when you see it again, you can say, "Oh yeah, I heard about that." So Alisa, you have something coming up this month at Hotel
RL. On Wednesday, we do a Monologues That Matter on tomorrow. Yep.
Tomorrow.
On Wednesday. Yeah.
I mean, yes, the day after, but okay, I'm thinking it's next month, so I'm glad I asked. So Hotel RL, it is called the Living
Stage.
Living Stage,
and
yes.
It's Monologues That Matter.
Monologues That Matter.
Yep.
Can you find out about that on?
You can find out about that at workinprogresstc.com.
TC.com.
Yep.
Please look into that, people. And also, I have to plug an Actors Playground. So for all of my actors, my playwrights, my directors, my people, my lovers of theater, we do an event the last Tuesday of every month at the UB Blake National Jazz Institute and Cultural Center, where we start at 7, we end at 9, and we end on time because I have a baby that needs to be bathed and put to bed. So I do not keep you there all night, but it is a wonderful networking event. It is a wonderful event for people looking to become an actor, looking to share their writings, looking to open readings, and tomorrow we have an awesome feature. So I really want you all to come out. So if you need more information, the Actors Playground MD on Facebook is the page you need to see. So we are going to close out. So I'm going to ask both of you, do you have any parting words, something you want to leave the people with, your inspirational minutes? Dun, dun, dun,
so much pressure.
I know.
I must be inspirational.
Yeah. The secret to writing is writing.
Oh, well, there you have it.
Say that again. Wait a minute.
The secret to writing is writing.
Just do it. Just do it. Yeah, so I love it. What you got for us?
Move.
Move.
Just move.
Just move. Well, you heard it here first on Gangsta Goddess Radio. We are about to take you to our featured music of the day because we love Miss Courtney Dow here at Gangsta Goddess Radio. She is an awesome artist who uses her music as a oh my goodness, it's healing, it is strengthening, it's wonderful, and it's music that has that message behind it, and I love it. So we are going to go straight to Miss Courtney Dow. The song is titled On the Rise, and as soon as my engineer gives me the wink that he's ready, then I will let you know that we're ready. But in the meantime, I want to thank you all for listening. Please remember to go to YouTube, Gangsta Goddess Radio. You can go to beexposedradio.com. We are right back here next Monday, 7 p.m. Tell somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody else. If you like today's show, tell somebody. Go out in the world, because we have to tell people, because sometimes the information just it gets lost in the wind. So you have to tell people, you have to look them in their eye and say, hey, this is something good. This is something positive, and I need you to take part. Are we good with our song? So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Courtney Dow entitled On the Rise. Thank you for listening. This is Tracie Jiggetts, Gangsta Goddess Radio on BeExposedRadio.com.